Welcome back to Facebook Live, everybody. It's now time to get to know more about the Indiana State Women's Soccer Program with assistant coach Lee Hughes. Coach Hughes, it's great to welcome you to Facebook, my friend. How are you doing this time of year?
Doing awesome, man. Doing awesome.
I know spring ball, we've been focusing on football so much on our social media outlets, but it's a busy time for you guys as well. Really describe this spring season that you guys have been embarking on.
Yeah, very busy, actually. I think, you say the fall's usually the busiest, but spring's been really busy. First in the 8-hour windows, and then you're only allowed 2 hours on the ball, but they're doing a lot in the weight room. But since we've gone to our 20 hours, we've been all about soccer, training lots and lots of time on the ball. So we cut back in the weight room, cut back the some of the other things, but we're just all about the ball, being on the ball a lot and training a lot. So it's been good.
How important of a time is this right now with you and Coach Hanley in this program, and really the importance of the time you get with your players, even though the season may not count in the win-loss column until the fall?
Yeah, soccer-wise, I think it's incredibly important. We always talk about, you got to grow as an individual, and I think they do that, but also, we've got to grow as a team. And we're doing that on the field by the way we're training. But then also in the other areas, one thing Julie and I are doing right now, we're doing a book club. So we're going through a book with the team, and we have weekly meetings, and we just try and grow as a team and as people, and try and grow the culture of our program. So that's been nice. So I think you grow as an individual just because of the amount of time you get to train, but also you got to grow as a team, you got to grow as a group, and I think that we're doing that.
You brought up Julie. Your relationship with Coach Hanley. When was your first meeting with Coach Hanley? When did you get to know her and your relationship started?
Actually, the first time I met Julie was I was still in school, and I came over to Iowa City to do my D license with the US Soccer, and she was actually doing the goalkeeping part of it. So that's the first time I met Julie. But then when I graduated, I moved to Iowa City to take the volunteer assistant role and work with Julie for a year there, and then that's kind of when we really kind of got to know each other. So
it's pretty easy for me because I see you guys just down the hall a lot. You have a really great relationship of talking to each other throughout the day, but also just a working relationship on the field. Why is that? Why do you think you and Julie have such a strong relationship and coaching relationship?
It's simple, really. I think we're both not scared of telling each other when we're right and when we're wrong. For example, I'll go in and we talk about training, and she, that probably won't work. And I'll be, okay, let's think about something else. Or if she mentions something, it'll be, actually, Jules, I think we should go this way. And we're really open about being honest with one another. And I think that's in the simplest terms the best way, the best way to go about it. And that's why we have this relationship. I think it's simple, but it really works.
Coming here with her to take this job, this opportunity, how has year one for you personally been here in Terre Haute and being part of this program?
Amazing. It's been really good. Like I said, Jules gives me a lot of responsibility, and I'm really fortunate to, work for someone that trusts me to, train a team, go out, recruit, do all these things, because she's given me the opportunity to, grow as a coach and a person. And so for me, it's been awesome. Just get to do a lot, and it's really good.
I know when you kind of go through and you look at the plans for the program, when you sit with Coach Hanley and go, these are things we'd like to reach. Overall, in the grand scheme of things, now that you've had 1 year, where do you feel you guys are at in the growth and development of this program, understanding that there's still more that you guys want to do?
Yeah, long term, we have to be challenging for Missouri Valley Conference every year. We have to be, and I think we will. We're going in the right direction. Short term, from fall to this spring, I think we've improved as a team. I think we've improved as a group of people, getting closer and trusting one another, holding each other accountable on the field, off the field, all those things. I think those have improved. But also, as a soccer team, just speaking about soccer, we've gotten better. We were a good defensive team last year. I think we had something like 8 clean sheets. Well, we didn't have much in the build-up in the attack, so that's been our biggest focus this spring. And in the first half against Purdue, it really showed everything we had worked on, building up out the back, getting our midfielders on the ball, and trying to create chances. That really showed in Purdue. So that was really nice, actually. So soccer-wise, we've improved, and we're continuing to improve the last few weeks since we got back from spring break. But then as a team as well, our culture, it's growing. It'll be forever growing. So it's been good.
At the beginning, we talked about really what you're doing to try to develop those skill sets and what you're doing really right now, or the importance of what you're doing right now. In part in that, knowing you have these spring games, I know that's a big part of a telling sign of the growth of your team. What are ways, along with those spring games that you have, IU on Friday as well in Bloomington, what are other ways that you try to focus in on or really line your eye of sight to know, okay, that's an area I need to focus on because that's how I know we're getting better?
So I think we always start, and Julie and I talk about this a lot, you always start with, and this is soccer specific, just about the game. How do you want to play? What's your style of play? Okay, now once we figured out that, okay, then that's what we need to train. Our training all this spring is always in the context of how we want to play. It's never just some random activity that we want to do just because we've seen it somewhere else. It's always deep thought of how we want to play, and it always is contextualized to how we want to play. So that's first and foremost. That's how we were trying to develop our team. And then in terms of the spring game this Friday, it's always nice to have, because you can train against each other, you play against each other so much. You need to play competition outside of yourselves, so you can really use them as a measuring stick to see where you're at and see how your team's developing. So I think, although the result is very important, I think any game you play, the result is very, very important. We stress that, and even in the 9v9 for example, like that we did yesterday. Hey, the result's important. Did we win? Did we lose? How many goals we scored? That's really important. But then also, another big factor is the performance. Have we taught our girls well of how we want to play, and did it show on Friday? And if it didn't, we got to keep working, find different ways to teach them. And if it did work, okay, hey, what we're doing, how we're teaching them, how we're training, it's going well. We can continue with that growth sort of thing.
Well, before we came on the air, as you were in your green room getting your makeup on and getting prepared, you were saying farewell to one of the players that I know was a big part of you guys in trying to turn this program around, and that was Maddie Orth. Yeah. Of course, having a professional opportunity to go across the pond, place an area I know where you're familiar with, coming over here to the United States. But really the opportunity, what kind of opportunity does Maddie have in front of her?
Amazing opportunity. I think since she's come to Division 1, I think that's always been a goal. So to finally get to that point and be able to say, I'm actually going to go over there, I'm going to play professionally, I'm going to play with a team, like-minded people who are going to play professionally, I think it's awesome. Then there's the non-soccer part, right? She's going to go to Sweden, she's going to go to travel about a bit, so just her as a person as well, she's going to grow so much just because of the culture change. She gets to play with so many different people that have, some from America. I heard she said some girls come from Nigeria. There's so many different people from around the world. It's just for her as a person, it's going to be awesome for her growth.
Well, as you know, there's nothing weird about coming to the United States, right? I mean, we're not. It's not much of a culture shock.
No.
We're the norm, right?
Yeah, we're normal. Yeah.
But knowing, it from personal experience, how can you quantify or really define the importance of someone like Maddie being able to just go and play, but to do it in a different culture? Why is that really important, especially to do that so young in her life and in her soccer career?
Well, first and foremost, you leave your family. You leave your comfort and safety net, if you want to call it, of home. And for me, that was a big point. Like, you're at home, you're always in a safety net. If something bad goes wrong, you can always go back to your family. She's not going to have that. So, not that she isn't grown up, she's a very mature girl. She's got to fend for herself, right? And those are the life experiences that really make you grow up. And I know for me, coming over here and fending for myself and having to find your way, I think that's a really big step in growing up. Not that she hasn't grown up, she's, like I said, she's a very mature girl, but those life experience, being on her own, fending for herself, no safety net, no one's just a drive away, a phone call away, but there's no one just down the road she can go and talk to. She's got to figure it out herself, and she'll do awesome. She's going to do great.
What kind of foundation did she help lay with this program as you guys continue to press on here in Terre Haute?
She was fantastic. Julie and I came in really late. I think, was it like 2 or 3 weeks before pre-season? So we were like, oh god, but it was hard to kind of, get a pulse of the team, to see where they're at. But from the very, very get-go, all for someone we could trust right away. And we knew if we could talk to her about the team, and she'd be honest and she'd give us really good feedback. In terms of soccer, I think everyone knows what type of soccer player she was. She was a leader. Leader by example, leader by how she spoke, leader off the field. So in terms of helping the team culture last year, because I think when a new coach comes in, the other players aren't so sure. She was awesome in terms of really helping us have action with the team. She was that link between us. Then there was her, and then there was the team. She really helped gel it together. I can't underestimate how awesome she was. Yeah, it's great.
As you look towards IU Friday, the rest of spring ball, what are some things on the checklist that you and Coach Hanley have, and maybe specifically for Friday's game? What do you really want to see your team and taking that at the end of Friday? If I gave you a call, you go, "This is how I know, Luke, we took a step forward."
Yeah. So like I said before, Purdue, we'd done a lot of how do we build from the back third into the middle third and get our midfielders involved. And we did progress in that game. We didn't maintain it for the whole game, which was probably a fitness issue, but that's fine. We keep progressing in our fitness as well. But since Purdue game, we've really worked on midfielders got the ball. How do we get forward? How do we create chances? So if we on Friday can, go back to it again. The result does matter. It does. I know it's just a spring game. It doesn't go to a schedule, but it does matter 100%. But if we can go into Friday and we're going up against a Big Ten team who are going to press us, if we can break them down and create a few chances, then I think that's a successful day. Obviously, we don't want to be. We haven't worked too much defensively, but we are a good defensive team. But if we are building up well and we're creating chances and we and maybe score a couple of goals, that's a really successful day for us, for sure.
I think the biggest question I'm about to ask you all interview long, Lee Hughes, is what microwave meal do you have planned today? Have you had it yet?
You got to guess.
Is it beef stew?
No.
That's normally what you have all the time.
Cottage pie.
Cottage
pie today.
Yeah, well, we have been joking about this, and we're trying to get this done for GoSycamores.com. Lee's agent has just been a pain in our rear end in trying to work out all of the details of the contract. We're trying to get Microwave Mondays to be an actual show.
Yeah.
I think it would be a staple of That would blow away all of our coverage on GoSycamores.com. I know you don't want to talk down about the other coverage.
No, I'm joking. No.
I think that'd be pretty important.
The cottage pie is a little bland, though, this week, so I'm not too impressed with it.
Like, is there game day, Lee Hughes, what's the go-to meal that gets Coach Hughes just in that game day mindset and ready to go?
Sometimes I forget to eat on game day, to be honest. Because I'm not in the office.
Does Coach Hanley have to be like, you got to eat?
Yeah. No, there's no go-to.
No go-to.
No, just thinking about the game. Yeah.
Just thinking about the game.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, really, you learned all of your cooking ability from Coach Hanley in Iowa City, right?
Oh, easy, definitely, 100%.
Yeah. Has nothing to do with like the Hughes family.
No, nothing about Hughes family. All Jules. No, yeah.
Everything that happens with Lee Hughes and women's soccer. It's Julie Hanley, who's just down the hall, which it's a good reason why that door is locked into our studio, because we probably have a special visitor here towards the end. Lee, good luck on Friday. Thanks so much for the time, and look forward to many more conversations with you, my friend.
Thank you.
Once again, that was Lee Hughes. Again, stay tuned to GoSycamores.com for complete coverage of Indiana State women's soccer. For Lee Hughes, for Julie Hanley, and everybody with women's soccer, I am Luke Martin saying so long, everybody. Thanks for watching Facebook Live with the Sycamores.